What's up, Sports Talk Detroit? In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about Killian Hayes and why he needs to continue to come off the bench for your Detroit Pistons. Look, here's the deal. We've been seeing an uptick in play, both by Killian Hayes and Cade Cunningham recently, and I just want to talk about that a little bit. And before I go too far into any of it, let me just say that I want to see Killian Hayes continue to come off the bench for his development. Not because I don't think he's not playing well. He's playing well. Honestly, in the last couple games, especially the game against Orlando, he really started to show something. And what you see out of Killian Hayes is that he is a more effective player when he has the ball consistently in his hands. What we're starting to see just in these small sample sizes, remember, the guy hasn't even played a full season yet of games. Okay, in fact, he's only played, I think, something like 20 games more than Cade Cunningham, but what we're starting to find out in limited sample size is that he is a rhythm player. And what I mean by rhythm player is it takes him a minute to get into a rhythm. We see this with other players around the league that if they're not high usage, their performance tends to drop off or they have more inconsistency. Ask Bulls fans how they feel about Vucevic over the last year and a half that they've had him. In Orlando, he was basically a mini Jokic, right? I mean, he was playing really well. But now with the Bulls, now that the ball's in other players' hands, he can get super streaky. And I'm starting to see that same type of thing with Killian Hayes. He is a guy who likes to be a ball-dominant guard. And what we're starting to see out of his play is that when he has the ball, he can make some amazingly good passes. He can run an efficient offense to an extent, especially on the bench unit, but he builds confidence off of that. When he's getting his teammates in the right positions, when he's getting them the ball, when he's passing out assists, and he is setting up the offense in a way that's beneficial, it gives him confidence then to go and be a part of that offense by scoring. He takes the ball to the hole with more authority. His jump shot's not still there, but he gets to the lane and he is finishing at a higher percentage over the last few games. And quite frankly, it is really encouraging to see. If you haven't been watching the games recently, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. But I'm telling you, him coming off the bench is good. But it presents a whole nother problem. I don't know if I want to call it a problem. It presents something else entirely. And what it does present is this idea of how effectively are Cade and Killian going to be together, because both of them like to have the ball in their hands. This might be a good solution for that, and I'm not saying I think Killian Hayes should come off the bench his entire career. That's not what I'm saying. But next to Cade Cunningham, I think a more effective type of guy would be a scorer. So Cade can be the primary ball handler when he's in, and then you have a guy like Killian that when they're on the floor at the same time, they share ball handling responsibilities. But at the same time, when Cade sits and he's resting, it's Killian's show. And that's what it's been recently. And I've been noticing that with the younger players recently. I think Isaiah Stewart's been taking more shots. Killian Hayes has been more aggressive. It's been really good to see these guys be aggressive. We're at the point, the season's gone. You may as well let your young guys show what they got. Remember, with playing time comes truth. All right, with playing time comes truth, and we get to find out what they are. It is really nice to see Killian Hayes play at a level where he can command the second unit, play well, and it goes well for the Pistons. I also really like the role that Corey Joseph is playing. I think it's really great to see him in the starting unit because Corey Joseph is one of those guys where if he's not touching the ball a ton, can still be almost as effective numbers-wise as he is when he's more ball dominant when he's running the second unit. So I think overall this is a much better change, and it might be a good blueprint going forward. I don't think Killian Hayes is coming off the bench for his whole career. If he continues to develop like we expect him to, it'll be nice for him to take some of that load away from Cade Cunningham. But here's what I'm saying. Don't give up on Killian yet. He's still really young. I think he could still be a really good player for years to come. Every other part of his game is solid. Think about it. He struggles shooting. Where else does he struggle? How is he doing with sharing the rock, right? Dude can get assists if he needs to. How is he at ball movement? He's good. He can dribble. How is he as a defender? He is a very, very good, tall, strong defender. Like, there's not a lot of other weaknesses in his game. It's just the jump shot. We just have to wait for the jump shot to come around. He can get in the gym and he can work on that. And if it just gets moderately better each of the next few years, all of a sudden you're going to look and you're going to be like, dang, this guy can play basketball. I'm not saying he's ever going to be an all-star point guard or anything like that, but he could be a very solid player in this league for a long time. He just has to develop that jump shot because everything else is already there, at least for this stage in his development after playing, like 62 games or something like that. Like, everything else is there. Tell me what you think. You like Killian Hayes? Is he the guy for the future? You want to get rid of him? What are you thinking? I like him. I just, when I watch him, he has a vision that is uncommon. It's uncommon, and I don't think you let that go. I hope that that vision and that ability to play good defense keeps him on the floor long enough so that he can develop the offense a little bit more, that at least the scoring a little bit more, so we can see a long and bright future for Killian Hayes with the Detroit Pistons. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button below. We are always so thankful for our subscribers, and hey, post a comment. Would love to know how you're feeling. All right, go Pistons.